The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, welcome to the AbleSys webinar. Ron here, and we'll go over the AbleTrend trades, go over the ones from today and recently, and we'll take a look at different markets because AbleTrend doesn't favor any market. It works just as well for longer term trading, like daily and weekly combination charts, because we always like to combine multiple charts into one. That's what really makes it work so well and filters out a lot of false signals that way. Keeps us out of trouble is what it does. And you could trade for stocks or futures or Forex, day trade, long-term swing, doesn't matter. So we'll take a look at a couple different charts and I'll be glad to help. So I'm going to take a look back here at this TTWO. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, for swing traders, especially for option traders, we had a really nice buy signal right here. We had that triple confirmation trade that we look for, the blue bar, the blue dot, which is the daily support point, kind of blocks the prices from going lower. We've got a nice wall of protection under the price there. And then the X's are the weekly, the higher time frame. And we've got some more protection there. So we've got everything blue, and that's what we're looking for vertically. We want a blue bar, a blue dot, and a blue X. That's 3 different indicators and 2 different time frames, all agreeing it's going to go higher. So we've got a lot of odds stacked in our favor. So let's just check up on that. We got in at 100, and hey, we're almost at 10. We're a penny short of 107. So we're up about 7%. A couple of weeks now, and of course, if you're an option trader, you're making more because you're using leverage. And the stop loss would be right here at about 101. Previous lower small blue dot, not the blue dot below the price. See vertically, there's the blue dot below. Stop loss will be right here at 101. So this is nice because we're playing with house money. We cannot lose on the trade. No risk in this trade at all right now. In fact, the worst we can do is make 1%. That's the worst we're going to do. Of course, we're looking for more, but that's a nice feeling knowing that we can't do any worse than win 1% on the trade. So good stuff here, and we'll see what happens. Now, I showed you this one, SMAR, and I picked these up off of WinTick. WinTick gives you a list of new stocks to trade every day that come up with a new buy signal using a daily chart. You then have to put it in this guidance template like I have here, and this is, of course, a daily weekly. All I did, as you saw right now, I just typed on the keyboard. I'll show you again. The box pops up. That's how you change the symbols, by the way. Just simply pick up use a chart that everything is all set up, like a daily, weekly, or a 1, 2, 3 chart, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute combination chart, which is great for day trading. And just type the symbol in, and as I was typing, this box popped up. I didn't click anything. I just started typing. The box popped up, and then you always click one frame. One frame. So we had a buy signal here a couple days ago. We had the new buy signal come in, and we're just about even on it right now, as you can see. Right around 43 and change, and we're almost to the penny even on the trade. So we'll give it time. We'll see what happens. But this is for a daily, weekly chart. This is for a long-term trade. This is not something we're looking to get in and out in a couple days. This is something with, like you can see this nice signal back over here in January at about 28. We took that all the way up until we got stopped out around 40. So that was a really good trade right there. And then an obvious no trade zone here. Red dots above means there's protection there. There's a wall of resistance there. AbleTrend is able to see where the hidden support resistance points are. And the red dots are resistance, stops the price from going higher, like you can see over here a couple times, over here a couple more times. The blue, the X's below, is the weekly support under the price. It's telling you there's a roadblock there. It's going to block it from going lower. And it went right to the red X. This is downright scary how accurate this was this day. Right to the right to the blue X, which we put 4 weeks before that even happened. Bounced off, stopped, bounced off, and it went up. So that's a classic no trade zone, meaning prices are going to get just choppy and sideways. And that's exactly what did happen, as AbleTrend predicted 2 months before it happened. we'll see what happens. Still stay in the trade. The stop is right here at about 40. We got in at about 43 and change. We've got about 10% at risk. And that's the maximum. But we'll see what happens. The market has been in an obvious downtrend this month of May. In fact, 4 weeks in a row, the market in general is in a downtrend. So that's nice when you've got a stock going higher. And wait a second now, saying they can't see my screen. Only showing you a welcome screen. All right, sorry about that. Let me try and see what the problem is here. I apologize. Okay. Cool. Thanks, Michael, and Michael Z, thank you. And everybody else in the room that said that. So I'll just go over that real quick because that's just a technical error we had here. Certainly not your fault that you didn't see it. I was talking about this trade right here. This is SMAR, just going sideways. We got the signal a couple of days ago. Stop loss would go there at the previous lower small blue dot, which is at about 40. This is the no trade zone that the software told us back in the beginning of April not to do anything. You've got blue X's below, which is strong support. You've got red dots, which is resistance above. So back here, before it happened, the software told us it's going to get stuck in the middle of the dots. Just leave it alone. Move on to something else. And looking forward, wow, that's exactly what happened. So we've got a buy signal there, and we'll see what happens. I'll go real back to TTWO. And we had the buy signal, you remember, a couple of weeks ago on this one. And we had 100, and we're at 107. And the stop loss goes here right around 101. So it's a good sign that this is one of the few stocks going up. And in Wintick, gave us that about 4 weeks ago now. So just wanted to check back on that for those of you who did take that trade from when AbleTrend suggested it. So far, it's looking good. We're playing with house money because we got to stop at 101 and we got to end at 100. So we can't lose on the trade. Thank you, Michael Z. You're welcome. Thank you very much for saying that. You're one of the good guys here. That's of the many. You're one of the many good guys, and girls too. Okay, Cheryl is asking, can you show how to paste Wintick stocks to AbleTrend? It's just a list, Cheryl. It's just a list of stocks. There's a couple of ways you can do it actually. But I think the easiest way is to just go to wintick.com and click on member and then Wintick report. And then you click on, after you click Wintick report, you click today's buy sell signals. It'll give you all the new buy and all the new sell signals for that day. In fact, it'll come in right now, usually a couple hours after the market closes. There's no price target suggestions, Michael. It's just, like anything, we just have, blue bar, and we take a look at the daily, weekly chart, and of course you know the exit rules. And that's basically like everything's the same. And it's for long-term trading. Not everybody's into that, but many people are. Many people don't have any interest, or can't, or don't want to day trade. And perfectly fine. AbleTrend doesn't care. It's just just depends on whatever works best for your style of trading. Yeah, so it's just a list, Cheryl. Just a list of stocks to trade for longer-term trading, as you could see. SMAR I showed you was the new one a couple days ago. Actually, there's more every day. I just pick one out of the hat there. It turns out that, hey, these are doing okay because the market in general is going down. So that's good. Okay, another question while I'm on the questions here, because it's a different box that I have to look at specifically. Let's say listening to it about doesn't kind of help it sink in, have a much better understanding of support and resistance on the higher time frame. You're welcome, Michael. It's just, it's kind of like, if you're right above or below a support or resistance points on the higher time frame, I mean within a couple points, it's okay to back off of that, but it's going to break through eventually anyhow. So some people take it anyhow and just go with it. I'd be a little cautious at that point, especially if you see it all day, like today. Good example. All day today on the 30-minute chart, that support was holding, and we had a couple of sell signals right above it, like a point or two above it, and it just wasn't going anywhere. But eventually it did break through. So really, the 1, 2, 3 chart, that's the key. Let's take a look at that. This is I'm just going to concentrate on the 1, 2, 3 right here, because this is really your base chart. This is where it all happens. I mean, this is the main chart. The other time frames are great to look at, and maybe I put too much information out there. I'm always cautious not to put too much because I don't want to get people confused. We got thousands of clients, and so I'm always extra cautious and conservative and all of that. What I did was this is the chart that I like to look at, because I just like to see where support resistance is. If it's more than a couple of points away, then you don't even have to. You don't care about it. It's meaningless. But if you just don't want to buy if there's a red dot a couple points away, right above, or there's a red dot right above on one of the other high chains. Or you don't want to go short if you have a blue dot right below on one of the other time frames. That's how I use it. But you know what? Maybe that's a little too much information, and I like to keep it simple. So we're just going to look at the 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute chart is for AbleTrend's way of trading, because we're looking for the bigger runs. If you just like to if you're more of a short-term trader, because we feel doing all the back testing and all the studying and research that you need to catch those big moves, because so many times, I mean, there are going to be small losing trades. I will guarantee it. Not here to mislead anybody. Believe me, there will be losing trades. I certainly not here to fool someone, that's for sure. As into it as I am, and want everybody to do so well. I mean, we're all in it together, so let's face it, we're all in the same boat. We don't want to sink. So if you you need to catch those big moves. And yesterday and the day before, there were some really nice big runs. But not everybody's, into that style. Some people just like to kind of get in and out more quickly. It's just not in their makeup, and that's perfectly fine, to hold on to trades for a long time. Great, no problem. You're going to have to win more than you lose now, because you need to do better than 50%, because you got your commissions. You got to do say 55% just to break even. You got to pay 60% just to make a small amount of money. You really need to catch like 70% 7 out of 10. If you have 3 losers and 7 winners, you got to catch 70%. It's not easy to do. However, today was a good day for that. And I can just tell you, like Michael from the Options Moneymaker Group, who uses AbleTrend, they go for a 5-point target. Just using the 1 minute, 2 minute chart, not even the 1, 2, 3, just a 1 minute, 2 minute chart, just going for a 5-point target. Now, what we like to do is we love the micro lots. Those new things that came out, the micro lots, those are great, especially for people who are finding it's a little too much risk. It's the same chart, Bob, when you're using the new minis, the micros. And for example, one micro lot is $2. One standard lot for NQ. One standard lot is $20. So you go, okay, so 10 micros equals the exact same thing, one regular normal lot. Well, you say, well, you got those extra commissions, but usually most of the brokers I know, like Ninja and Infinity, charge like half the price for a micro lot, or maybe even less than that. So we here at AbleSys, we really like the micro lots. If you feel, because it's much better to trade more than one contract at a time. Well, when I say contract, lot and a contract is the exact same thing. So it's really more advantageous. It's advantageous to trade 8 or 10 micro lots. Why? Because then you can take profit off instantly after 5 points. I like that 5-point number because it seems like so often the prices go to, they pop 5 points real quick when you get an AbleTrend triple confirmation trade, like right here at the open. This one, popped up like 10 points. But I can tell you that most of them will pop right at 5 points. usually after you get the trade. And I don't mean the first minute, could be a couple of minutes later. But my point is, it's much easier to trade multiple contracts than one. And not everybody has the maybe the confidence or the account size, or they're just a little bit more fearful of trading two lots versus one. And I'm talking standard lots now, because one lot is $20 a point. If you trade two, now it's $40 a point. But it's so much easier to trade with the micros now, and you can trade 10 micros or maybe just 8 micros. It's only $16 a point. Remember, every micro is $2 per point. And what I'm trying to get at here is take half your position off when you hit 5 points. It takes the pressure off the rest of the trade. Then let the trade go. Let AbleTrend stop, take you out from there. It takes so much pressure off. You make better decisions when you have no pressure. When you hit that first, let's just say, for an example, you're trading 10 lots, 10 micros, and you get the 5 points right away, you can't lose on the trade. I mean, you can technically, but more than likely if your stop is, and the average stop is 5 or 6 points, the worst you can do is say lose 5 or 6 points on that second half of those micros. All you're going to do is break even then. So you make better decisions when you have no fear. When you have no pressure, you always make better decisions. So just want to throw that out there. Jesse and I, we really love the micro lots because it takes the pressure off the trades. Yeah, it costs you maybe another couple of dollars in commissions, but you're trading. I mean, you got thousands of dollars at risk. We're not going to nickel dime over a couple dollars in commissions. That's ridiculous because you're going to hit 5 points. So it hit it. I want to say 9 times today, but I believe it could have even been more. But I want to say 9 times today. On 9 AbleTrend triple confirmation trades, it hit 5 points right away. 5 points. Now that was using a 1 minute, 2 minute chart. Okay, what you do there is here's the 3 minute, you just remove it. And all you do, and you'll get these X's will go away. And all you'll have is the 1 minute, 2 minute chart. And for trading, real short term, just in and out quick, like Michael, who does a fantastic job in the options moneymaker room, he likes to just hit, use a 5 point target and that's it. Great, that's fine. Everybody's a different style. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. We recommend or suggest, that's a better word, trading micro lot, or two, if you have no problem trading 2 standard lots, that's even better because you'll have less commissions. But you can trade the micros and then just take 5 points, take half your position off, would be 5 lots. Whatever your half your position is, right? We don't tell anybody how much to trade, but whatever half your position is when you hit the 5 points, then let the other trade, let the trade go from there. You can use the 2 green bar exit if you want, or you can use, the little blue dot, the second lower row of small blue dots. In fact, if you really have some guts, you can use the small X's, the 2 minute X's. But I'm going to keep it simple. Just use the previous lower blue dot. We'd be stopped out there. Hey, nothing wrong with getting in over here and getting out over there. Might not look like much on this chart. That's like 12 points. Hey, nice little opening trade. Started off real good today. No trade zone here. Again, here would be a losing trade, but if you're trading half your position, if you take half off, you say, well, I only trade 1 lot. Well, trade 10 micro lots. It's the same thing. And then you can take half off when you hit the 5 points. Because here it hit like 7 or 8 points, but you got half off on the 5 points. You got the other half where we got stopped out 1 point below the bottom of that blue bar. Guess what? Instead of losing on the trade, you broke even. That's a lot better feeling. My point is it's a lot less pressure if you can trade multiple contracts because you can instantly take off money when you hit the 5 point. You can take half your position off when you hit 5 points. It'll cost you a couple dollars more in commissions, but we're not going to get cheap over a couple of dollars when we have the chance to make hundreds of dollars, obviously. And if you and Michael in the OMM room, who just uses a 5 point target, uses the 1 minute, 2 minute combination. That's okay. I like to use the 1, 2, 3. It's a little safer. It's a little more conservative, and we're going for the bigger runs. He's just looking to kind of hit and run 5 points, and that's it. Trade multiple contracts and hit 5 points. Perfectly fine to do that. In fact, Again, it was like 8 or 9 winners today. So obviously it was a super trading day. If that's all you did, if you're trading half off at 5 points, and then let the software take you out halfway, we still did okay. But we did have we did give back a lot of money. We did give back some of the money on the pullbacks, but that's okay because every 8, I think it was 9 times. It is 1, 2, 9 times today. 3, 4, 5. I'm just 5 here in the first half of trading day. All 5 winners because it hit the 5-point target. Again, taking half your position off at 5 points. Every single trade was a winner today, by the way. I think it was 9. It was 9 for 9. Now, don't count on that. It's not going to happen every day. I'm telling you, don't count on that because that's not realistic. I mean, that's it's just not going to happen. I mean, we're all trading long enough to know that that's just not going to happen all the time. We'll take it, but 9 for 9, hitting the first 5 points on the first triple confirmation trade. And what is a triple confirmation trade for anybody new? First time you get a red bar, red dot, red X. You only need one of the 2 X's, but if you get both, hey, that's even better. But it's the first time. Not like I'm saying, oh, I can get it over here, right? Because you got the red bar. Right? Well, no. I mean, that's already 10 points in profit. You can't jump in the middle of the trade. Nobody knows when it's going to end. Got to get in the first time. Like, let me get rid of this here. The first time you get everything lined up. And I believe it was 9 winners, 9 for 9. It was no losers. That's the best. Here's another one. That's what, 5, 6. Because right again, we're only looking for 5 points on the first half of the trade. Right away, we've got no risk in the trade. Just take a deep breath, going, you know what? I'm gonna let this run. And then of course we'd be out over here. But picked up 10 points on that. 8 points on that one. Half the position on the first 5 points. And then the other half picked up 8 points. This was the best trade of the day right here. And it just seems like this is 3 days in a row, right around that 2 o'clock Eastern time, which is 11 Pacific, which is 1 Central. It's been great trades. And there you go. You've got this short signal at 72.32. And then I only recommend using the 2 green bar stop after you're in profit. 8, 10 points, you gotta be making a little bit of money. You don't, like a lot of people say, oh, I used the 2 green and I got stopped out here. Well, you can do anything you want, but you were only 2 points in profit. No, we're not using the 2 green bar. I mean, you got to give this thing room. You got to give these trades room to breathe. You have to give them time. Even if you're a short-term trader, you still have to give it time. I mean, nobody's going to time it exactly perfect. That as soon as you or I get in, it's just going to zoom up and never come back. I mean, we'd love that to happen, but it's just not reality. I mean, we're about real reality, not fake trading, real stuff here. We're real super serious about our trading. So, okay, now over here you got 2 greens. Now you're like 10, 15 points in profit. Yeah, now you can use the 2 green stop. And again, it goes 1 point above the higher of the 2 green bar. There it is again. Now we can move the stop loss lower. Stop out right there. Out. But now we're out at 36. We're in at 40, 43. We picked up 7 points on the trade. Okay, that's fine. At one point, we were winning like 15 points. So that's what I'm saying. Use the two green bar stop, but you gotta have some profit going there. Otherwise, just let it run. Okay, I got sidetracked, of course, talking there, but I think that's like 6, 7, 8 in a row. 9, again, it went like 6 or 7 points, then it turned around. But, we had half off. So, very worst we're going to do is break even or, lose $5 to $10 on the trade. I mean, nothing. And then another one right here at about 3:30 Eastern. Yeah, it didn't start out very well. Actually, it did start out okay. And then it turned around and went, got a little scary. 1 point below the bottom of that blue bar is where our stop loss in. And you know what? It turned right around and boom, shot up like a rocket, easily hitting our 5-point target. And then it went on a little more. Again, now we're winning like 10 points or so on the trade. There's the two green bars. I'm going to put my stop right there, and we're stopped out right there. And we picked up about 6 points on that trade. But we picked up 5 points on the first half, 6 points on the second half. That's 11 points if you're trading one standard lot. Now you're looking at some good money. If you're trading micro lots, take half off after 5 points and let the software take you out of the other half. And use the two green bars stop if once you're in profit. Otherwise, just give it a little time. Yeah, there were a couple, Michael's. Thank you, Michael. There was even a couple of good sweet spots, but sweet spots you got to be careful for, because sweet spots, they've been like a 50-50 proposition. Normally they're a good 60-40 in our favor, so of course we'll take it. But sweet spots have been a little tough lately. Got to be. I tell like it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or cherry pick. I mean, I tell you the good. I'll tell you I tell you what's working and what's not working too. I'm not going to fake it. They've been a little shaky, so you got to be careful with those. You say, well, how should I trade the sweet spots? I mean, the sweet spots, that's really when you want to look at the higher time frames and make sure like you're not buying like right underneath a red dot, like right there, or you're not going short with a blue dot right underneath, like right there. Then I'd really want to take a look at those higher time frames to kind of gauge whether I should get in that sweet spot. But sweet spots have been 50-50. However, the first sweet spot is always your best one. If the sweet spot doesn't work out, do not get in anymore. For example, let me just show you an example of that. Here's a great trade that went down very nicely. This would be a sweet spot right here, and that did not work out. So the next one comes, which is almost a sweet spot right there. No, don't take it. That's my point. If you catch a sweet spot that works out, the first one, okay, then you can try another one, the second one. But if the first sweet spot doesn't work out, of course, a sweet spot is a pullback back up to the red dots, and the bar goes from green back to red again. That next red bar, you're in. For a long trade, here's a sweet spot right here. The price pulls back, goes from green, touches the blue dot, or even if it comes within one tick of it, when that's good enough. We're not going to get overly technical. And then it goes back to blue. There's a sweet spot right there. So that one worked out well. You get a second sweet spot, you can take it if you want. That's optional. But if the first one is a loser, let's just say, like right here, this was a losing sweet spot because it went up and we got stopped out. And then don't take a second one. That's my point. On the 410 short, John says, weren't you stopped out above the entry bar? 410 short, boy, that's a close one, John. You know what? Let me see. 1 point above is minimum. Good. I'm glad you set this up. Good point, John. Thanks for bringing this up. Your minimum stop is 5 points. So if it's a really small bar, there's a good chance you're going to get stopped out. So we'll use minimum stop is 5 points. Can't be less than 5 points. 32 and a half, 35 and a, yeah, this is not even 3 points. So if you're short at 32 and a half, your stop's got to be 27 and a half. No closer than that. You have to give every trade a 5 point, and for NQ just is very volatile, it moves up and down, it's crazy. So you got to give it at least 5 points room to breathe, because it could of course turn around. Although, you know what? We might not have been stopped out anyhow, John. Let's see. 35 and a half. No, we weren't stopped out on this one, John. Even if you use the 1 point above the top of the red bar, which was only 3 points away, I'm going to suggest 5 points minimum on every stop, especially on these long bars. But no, John, you were not stopped out. Even if you went 1 point above the red bar, which is what we always use, it would be 46 and a half, and no, never touched it. So no, you weren't stopped out, and this was I'm just using this here, and the high looks like it was 35 and a half. I don't want to get technical over this here, but let's just take a look. I don't want to waste time here, but let me just do it. The high was 35 and a quarter, so we would put it at 45 and a quarter. No stop out. 35 and 3/4 was the high of this bar. No stop out. So we're going to stay in this one short all the way down, and that was a great trade. That was the best trade of the day. That was really nice. That one worked out really well. Because eventually we would be out for, here's a 2 green bar, or even if you use this 2 green bars here, here's a 2 green because you were in at 32, you're down here at about 10 points. Yep, I'm using the two green bar stop loss, so you'd have it here at about 20, 24 and a half, and then we could put it down even lower to here at about 18 and a half, and then we're stopped out here at 18 and a half. So we shorted it at 32 and a half, out at 18 and a half. Hey, that's 14 points. You need to catch those big moves. They clean up so many small little 5 and 6 point losers. You need to try and catch those. At the very least, like I said, trade the micros and take half off. So yeah, so this was a good trade here. This was a nice winner right here. Didn't hit the stop losses. Clearly, you had the red dots above. And I'd have the confidence to stay in it because you got red bar, red dot, red 2 minute, red 3 minute. I mean, everything is going great at that point. Don't get scared out. Stay in it. Especially if you look at the higher time frames, and they also agree too. That gives you even more confidence to stay in it and to try and catch those big winners. Good point, Michael. Michael Z. I trade 2 lots for initial signals. And I suggest taking one off after 5 points. But Michael says, yes, he trades 2 lots for initial signals and 1 lot for sweet spots. I like that. Because the sweet spots, they're 50-50. And just take the first one because that's always the best one. When I say always, 90% of the time. Good suggestion, Michael Z. Good job. Well done. Thank you, sir. All right, everyone. Hope everyone had, hope I was helpful to everyone. Yeah, money management is so important. You're right, Steve. That's really the key to it. We know the signals are good. It's the money management part. Jason said, how did you get the window to pop up that showed the money for the stop loss? All I did was I clicked INF, Jason, info window, and then I clicked on the price bar, and the info window pops up, and then I just click on the pin. There's a little pin here, otherwise it goes away too quick. It just tells you the high of the bar, the low of the bar, the open, the close, all that kind of good stuff. You're welcome, Bob. You can also double click on the bar. Same thing, which is what I just did. Michael says you really helped him. Thank you, Michael. You're welcome, Paul. Cheryl says the third set of 2 green bar exit took you out. Yes. Well, let's see, Cheryl. Well, again, I wouldn't have put it there, Cheryl. That's just not enough profit. That's my point that I've been trying to say. You want to get at least like 10 points of profit before you take it, before you get out of these trades. 22 and 25 and a half. Yeah, that would have, but I wouldn't have done that. That's just too close. Plus, you had everything, red bar, red dot, red X, all the other even the other time frames agreed. Wait till you get to about 10 points before you use the 2 green bar stop loss. That's up to you. That's just optional. That's what I suggest. You're welcome, Jason. And even if that's the case, Cheryl, hey, you know what? You made you picked up 7 points. Picked up $140 on that trade. So not exactly too terrible. I'll take that. So another good day here. I hope this was helpful for you. Thanks for being here. You just have to have the discipline to do it. Not everybody can, and it's okay. It's not for everybody. But if you have the patience to wait for the trade and the discipline, just follow a couple simple rules. And I know easier said than done. There's emotions that get in play. I totally understand that. Believe me. I know that feeling. Then that's why I suggested the micro lots. You take a lot of risk out of the trade, and you're able to take 5 points off immediately by taking half your position off. I think that's a terrific compromise, or for balancing risk and reward. Thanks for being here, everyone. I'll be glad to help anytime.